everyone. Welcome back to another stream. I don't even have a name for this yet. I'm just gonna call it like my Britney Postma. I don't know. We'll think of something like alliterative at some point.
It's really funny that you say that, Brittany, because I was thinking we completely changed the plan for anything we were doing today and just spend the whole time brainstorming excellent stream names for your stream. I hope you don't mind me just like changing course on you. I hope that's okay.
No, that is perfect because of all the issues that we've had off stream, and we will catch y'all up on. But I just want to welcome Ben Myers. Thank you for coming and joining. Do you want to give everybody a little bit of an introduction?
Sure, it's lovely to be here. Hi, I'm Ben Myers. Or as the bubble down there says, just Ben. Apparently,
Ben.
I forgot to put it in a last name, and so I have no last name. I'm Ben. I do web development. I am a web developer at Microsoft, working on the Microsoft Docs platform, and I'm also a huge advocate for accessibility and core web technologies. So that's probably where most people would know me from. I have a weekly stream called Semantics, where every week I bring on guests from around web development and web design to teach me something about building great user experiences for the web in a hands-on way with a focus on, again, that accessibility and core web technologies. I've actually had Brittany on. Brittany came on to teach me SvelteKit at one point. So it's a good stream.
I am going to get the link for everyone.
Yes.
There we go. Hey, how's it going? So yes, definitely go check out some antics and see what's going on. Lots of good people over there. We have been, an error occurred. It couldn't send. I've all kinds of tech issues today. I'm so sorry. It looks like it went through, and StreamYard's telling me there was an error. So we tried Video Ninja right before this to set it up and get it into OBS, and then we just pivoted to StreamYard because we were running out of time.
Yeah.
And so we are in StreamYard now, trying to stream to Twitch.
I did confirm that you are live. So yes, we are live to the world. Look, streaming. I'm gonna use this as an excellent segue, Brittany. Streaming is hard, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of setup. There's a lot of moving pieces, right? There's so many things, and everyone's got their own little like homegrown setup. And it's very funny. Anytime someone asks like, "Oh, how do you do X?" I'm like, "Here's how I do X." Would I recommend doing it this way? No.
So what I've been saying on my stream so far is that I've been trying to stream this process of getting everything set up, and that there's not a very good tutorial out there that I could find. But Alex, my coding cat partner, said that he found one that Jason Lingstorff wrote. So I'm going to have to go digging again when I have some time and figure out this whole like setup and see if there is a good way to do all of this. But today we're here to talk about ShowMy.Chat, which is something that's been created and to get set up. I'm not using OBS today, but we are going to be able to share OBS to hopefully see how that would work, right?
Yes. And so yeah, this is part of the whole thing of like everyone kind of rolls their own homegrown streaming solution. And a thing that a lot of people find valuable, a lot of streamers find valuable, is being able to display their chat as part of their video feed. This is especially important if you plan to archive your streams, right? And upload videos to YouTube and stuff like that, right? Because then folks aren't going to be able to see the conversation that was happening. So I like having a chat overlay for archival reasons. I think there's something else that I find interesting, which is I think that having a chat overlay has a psychological effect. I think that people like seeing that they have some modicum of influence over the stream, right? I can I can smash words on my keyboard. I can hit send, and then moments later, that appears on the stream. And I think that that is psychologically gratifying in a way that increases engagement. And I don't even think of that as like a manipulative thing. I think that's just people like things that show that they are involved.
Yeah, and I think the same thing with like the emojis and things. Though it'll be nice once I get to affiliate, like to be able to add that stuff. And I think that's why it's popular, right? We like these little things, and you're going to show me how to theme it and all the fun stuff today. So
Yes.
should I switch over there and get started, or you got anything else you want to talk about first?
Let's do it. Yeah. So as you're switching over, I'll just show my chat is a site I built where you can just plug and play all of your various details about your channel, and you can pick a theme if you want. So Brittany's got this pulled up. In fact, do you want to just kind of go through the process of we could see how this looks in real time?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah,
And
you.
I'm sorry for the inception on the OBS stream. We're going to show that, so you're going to have some like windows there.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so we've got Show My Chat over on the left. Brittany's going to go in. She's going to put in her channel name. And we can go ahead and also kind of look at a few of the themes as well. I know that you were picking Alex Party, which was a theme built by Femian, who's in the chat today. There's a couple of
Oh,
other great themes that some of which I've made, some of which have been contributed by other wonderful people. My personal favorite theme right now is if you pop open Candy Stripes Dark. Um, uh,
oh,
I
I
just
like that one.
yeah, I really like the card-like treatment. For anyone who's in the front end horse community, there's actually two themes that have been centered around front end horse. The original like OG front end horse theme is just called front end horse. So if you wanted to copy Alex Trost's theme, you could. He has since made his own custom theme, which is horse, horse, horse. And that is absolutely worth a look.
Oh, that is hilarious. I love it. Yeah, and
Uh,
I was using the Alex party I explained before because my son's
mm,
name is Alex, my coding cat partner's name is Alex. We were just
yeah.
like an Alex party and we had Alex party. So
Yes. Um, and so the idea for
Mac,
most
we're not doing hot dog. I'm sorry. No
wait,
hot dog.
listen, Mac, you got to be a little more subtle about it. You got to hop on the stream and subtly recommend reds and yellows until eventually it just becomes hot dog stand, and you just can't give away what you're doing until it's revealed. What? No, that's not my plan. Um, but yeah, so
Please don't do that to me.
I will let you be in full control over the design aspects of today. No
Awesome.
worries. Um,
Okay. Perfect.
but yeah, so broadly speaking, the goal here is that most people, most users in the world will be able to come to here, come to this homepage, find a theme that they like, and just roll with it. And so it'll be plug and play. There's a few like this step two section here is like a few customizations. So like one feature I like is this top one, which is hide messages from. So a lot of channels will have like automated messages like Nightbot, or if you're using Pretzel
Oh,
Rocks for like soundtrack, you can put
yeah.
in the whatever channel names for those like repetitive bot messages are in there, and it'll just completely omit any messages from those channels. We totally can, Mac. We could totally omit any messages from you if you want. That way we have fewer hot dog stand supporters in the chat, and we can be the silent majority.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so these are options you have. So for instance, if we just wanted to simulate, like maybe just type in like Nightbot for this.
Is it NIGHT bot?
Yep. Yeah.
That
Um, you
and you
could
it's comma separated?
it's yes, and it's just comma separated, so no comma space, just
Oh,
comma.
okay.
I
Gotcha.
think I might have trimmed it, so it might be comma space, might work, but yeah, so you could just put in a list of people. I need to make this experience a little cleaner because I don't think people really know to do like comma separated, right? But it's just one of those like incremental things. But
I think your ally helped me at one point when I hovered over it, it told me that. But I
mm,
don't oh, there it is. Comma separated
there.
list of usernames to hide messages from.
Yes. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, you've got options. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this. But there's also like clear messages after, which is the like second from
Mhm.
the bottom. It's the last text box. And so you could put in like if you like a self-cleaning overlay, you could say like, oh, I'll put in like 5 seconds or whatever. And after 5 seconds, the message will go away.
Or
So
like to
maybe
give
maybe we'll go ahead and try that.
less chat, like you could do like 60 and it would do like a minute and they would just
Yeah.
sit up there for a minute and then clear
Yeah.
off. I kinda like
Yep.
that.
Um, and you know that like everyone's got their own kind of preferences, right? And all of these fields in step two are optional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now if you go down to the very bottom, you'll notice that there is this kind of URL that you've been given, this ShowMyChat /C/Britney Postma, and then a bunch of query parameters, right? And you can just copy that overlay URL.
With a very
And
nice copy button.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can go into OBS. And so, for
Okay.
those who aren't in the streaming space, OBS is a commonly used software for streaming, right? It aggregates a bunch of like audio and visual sources, and some of those sources can be browser sources. So you give it a URL, and it'll just like drop in a miniature browser in your sources, and so now you can just like visualize any website. Um, I will take your word for that, Mac. Um,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
and so yeah,
We don't
let's
even want to say that one out loud. We're just going to hide your message.
Mhm. There we go.
So I have from before the stream that I did a couple times ago. I
Yeah,
added this chat overlay. So I added a source, but we'll do a new one for this new link
yeah.
so we can show
Um,
everyone the whole process. So we want to add a browser source, right?
yes.
So you do this little plus sign at the bottom of your sources, and then you click browser, and that will pop up your new browser stream, and we can call this Show My Chat and call it whatever you want.
Mhm.
And then it brings this up. In this little URL box here, you can just paste that link that we copied.
Yeah.
And this is something that I actually have a question for you on. So I noticed
Yep.
that it's defaulted to 800 by 600, and that's some of the things that we can change. I thought there was a thing here to change it to, but
So yeah,
I can't minimize it.
dimensions currently are entirely handled in OBS. The way I think about height
Okay.
and width are this is most useful for getting the aspect ratio, right? Because you can also
Mm,
use the handles to resize bigger and smaller. I think what I've found that works is I want to say I typically like I think it's 400 pixels wide, 600 pixels tall. I
okay.
think. Um,
Yep. We'll try
you can
that.
customize it to your liking, but yeah. And
That's
so
about right. I was trying to play with this earlier and trying to get this to where the chat will sit. Yep, there it goes. The chat will sit next to the screen. And last time I
yeah,
had a lot of black space because I was just kind of moving it around trying to
mhm,
figure out.
yeah,
And you obviously can't see my video capture because I'm in StreamYard with it right now. So usually that would sit up here
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. And at some point you'll be able to like hop back into OBS. We just didn't have the setup for that today, but
That's
yeah, this
okay.
is just going right. It just
Yeah,
works, right?
it just
Um,
worked.
that and that I think for me is the huge thing, right? Like this was a fairly plug and play thing. The amount that you had to do was honestly very little, and a
We
lot
are
of
15 minutes into the stream and we're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Ship it. It's done.
Ship it, we're good. But there's things that are supported like let's see, I'm gonna send a message in here with a bunch of emotes, and those instantly work out of the box. Emote parsing is something that's not always been convenient. Do you have in your own view? Can you see the chat and can you take mod actions? Like, can you delete a message?
Um, how do you do that? Do you right click?
It
No,
depends
you
on what
don't
you're
right
looking
click.
at, but
I am looking at this
okay.
create dashboard stream
Got it.
manager.
Okay, so here's what you'll need to do. You've got this
I
little
see
gear
search.
underneath the chat. Yeah, you've got this gear underneath the chat. Go ahead and click that, and there'll be a toggle that says "Show Mod Icons." It's at the very top.
Ah,
There you go. Cool. Now close out of this chat settings dialog. There's a little X.
oh, sorry.
Oh, you're
Yep.
good. And now you could go ahead and you can delete my message or you can delete like Mac's obvious scrolling of like the racist stuff here. Like there's a little trash can. Yeah. So if you delete that and now go back to the theme, like go back to OBS, you'll notice that
And
that message is actually gone.
it
Um,
updated it.
yes. And this is something that like I've seen, tools like Streamlabs, they'll have the like the chat, but then if any message gets deleted or if a user gets banned, those messages hang around forever. And in my mind, like that is just absolutely a safety failure. I think if you're deleting messages, it's because those messages are spammy or they're abusive, in which case there's no valid reason in my mind that you actually want to leave those in there, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
So yeah, that's kind of what I mean by like OBS just, or sorry, Show My Chat just takes care of things for you.
It is, like, so incredible at, like, how quickly you can just get this done. It's
Mhm.
really impressive, and then this will change the URL. So in order to update this, if I wanted to go, like, to your Candy Stripes Dark, that's your favorite,
Yes.
copy that, then we could come over here and go to properties and change this URL to the new one.
Right. And you're going to lose your chat by doing so because
It refreshes to the
yes.
new.
Now,
Yeah.
there is kind of a limitation of this approach, right? Which is that if you're not currently streaming, your chat isn't active, right? Um, so you're not going to be able to see messages in your overlay. So let's go ahead and open up that browser source again, and I want to show you my favorite query parameter. It's barely documented, and you're going to see why. Let's append a new query parameter at the very end of this, and you're going to
And
call this in all caps demo.
do
So
we
we're going to
just
do
do we have a
ampersand.
separator? Am
It's ampersand
ampersand
because query parameters. And so now in all caps, demo
demo.
equals, and then all lowercase, true.
True. And then
And just go
okay.
ahead and hit OK.
So you can see the demo.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going to
nice.
randomly generate plausible seeming messages. So you could just see how it would work without even needing to have a live chat going.
Oh, interesting. So that's what is that the same thing that this
Yes.
is using? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotcha.
that what you're seeing there, the preview on Show My Chat's homepage, that is an iframe that's pointing to the same URL that you're being given, just with that demo query parameter added in there as
Oh,
well.
nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
And so as we build a theme of our own, you can see how that demo mode is going to become incredibly valuable, right?
Yeah.
For that rapid prototyping. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off just because, if you're not actively like streaming, you're not going to have a whole bunch of messages going.
That and
Uh,
like you said, we're talking about theming today, so I'm sure we're going to need to see like what we're changing. It's
yes.
kind of like a hot module reload. It's
Yes.
just
Yes, exactly.
sending it for you.
Okay. So by far, this is the flow that I expect most people to do because most people are, gamers, they're like beauty streamers, they're variety streamers, they're not web developers, right?
Mhm.
So most people don't have the skill sets to be able to build a custom theme, right? So I expect that most people won't be building custom themes. This is the flow that I expect most people to take. But you and I, we're web developers. We have the skill set we need to be able to build a theme. So,
Mhm.
what say you we build a Britney Postma branded theme together?
Yes, I would
Cool.
love that.
So at the bottom of Show My Chat, there is a contribute on GitHub link. Let's go ahead and open that up, and we're just gonna do all the magic of forking and then cloning the fork.
Oh, I'm not signed in.
Oh
Oof.
no.
Give me a second. This is the fun part about using Chrome instead of
Mhm.
Firefox for me because I don't know. I like Firefox. I guess maybe I could just do Firefox for today. Cause
Mhm.
show my chat, copy, close that, open Firefox. Cause I know I'm gonna have 2FA.
Yep. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so fork,
Yep.
select
Um,
an owner, Britney Postma. Call that's fine. Create fork.
I'm so excited for Mac to start streaming, if and when he ever does, because I'm confident that Mac is going to make superb aesthetic choices.
Absolutely, yes.
Mhm.
Vibrant red sounds like a perfect background color for me. Yeah,
Yes.
it
All right.
does.
And
Uh,
now, oh, go ahead.
no, I said, okay, yep,
Cool.
you're
So let's
good.
go ahead and clone this. We're gonna do the whole like Git workflow. So we're gonna clone it. We're gonna make a feature branch, and then we'll install. So Show My Chat is powered by 11D. I don't think you have a whole lot of experience with 11D. That's fine. This is a bad example of 11D because it abuses 11D features.
Okay.
we're barely going to touch the 11D side of things. But yep, cool. Let's yeah, and let's go ahead and make a branch as well. And you can call this branch whatever you want. Maybe we call it like Britney theme or something like that. Yeah. All right. And now we're going to go ahead and install our dependencies. 11D is Node, so you can run npm install. We for a while we were agnostic as to npm and yarn, and we had enough dependencies that got flaky between the two that we just landed on npm because that's what everyone has by default.
Yeah, and it used to be easier, I think, to switch between npm and pnpm because it used to use
Mm,
package lock, but now it uses pnpm lock, and so it's become much harder to.
mm,
Yeah, and I love pnpm. I would go with it all day, but
okay.
it's just it gives you a
Yeah.
pnpm lock file you have to remember not to commit. So I
Now
still
let's
have a change.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run npm run dev, and this is going to spin up the dev server. So you
Okay.
can go to localhost 8080, and one of the fun things is we've got this working. So if you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll notice that the URL is actually using the correct origin, which is now localhost instead of
Nice.
ShowMy.Chat. And yeah, let's have some fun. Let's go. Can you pop open the source directory in the editor? And can you pop open the themes directory inside of source?
Is the size okay for everyone too, by the way? Let me know if I need to zoom anything in.
So yeah, great feedback. So yeah, you can see that every theme here is quote unquote just a CSS style sheet. So Show My
Awesome.
Chat was inspired by CSS Zen Garden and Stephanie Eccles' Style Sage project, in that the markup is all the same. Literally, the only thing that changes is the style sheet that gets loaded.
Awesome. I love her stuff. She is so
Yeah.
talented.
Yes. Cool. So in source, so not source themes, but in source, there is a style sheet called theme template. So it'll be
Right
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
So this
just
is the
copy.
yes. We're gonna paste this into themes, and you can rename it whatever you want. So what do you want to call your theme today?
Probably just my name since that
Okay.
I don't have a nice name.
Let's
Let's
go ahead and hyphen delimitate it. Let's add a dash in there because I do some fun things with dashes.
okay. What
Yeah.
can anyone think of like a fun alliterative? Like I used to go by Be Designed. That was my LLC that I
Mm,
had for my freelance business. And then I didn't do enough stuff with it for like branding that now I'm like, now it's just my name everywhere.
mhm.
And so I'm not
Um,
associated
I
with
feel
anything
you
else.
you could do like Britney Bubbles could work, but let's just
Oh,
call it Britney Postma for now,
nope.
or Britney Bubbles. Britney Bubbles
Pretty
works. Okay.
bubbles, because we're gonna do some bubbles now, right?
Yeah. Yes. And so let's go ahead and save this. Yep. And go ahead and can you, in the browser where you've got localhost 8080, can you go ahead and scroll up to the theme drop down? And can you just pop the open for me?
Mhm.
Oh, weird. Usually this would hot reload. Can you restart the dev server in your terminal? Okay, yeah. And now can you refresh localhost? Yeah, and open up the theme dropdown. And look at that. There's already a Britney Bubbles theme in there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, awesome. I was like, "What are you looking for? What am I missing?" But I see it now. You
Yeah.
were, like, looking for the file that we saved. Nice.
Yeah. And so we can go ahead and let's go ahead and change the theme to be Britney Bubbles in the browser. Um,
Awesome. Okay.
and you really don't need to fill anything else out. As you can see, like it's not pretty, right? I went with the bare minimum things I thought just about every theme needed. Like it's almost like a CSS reset in a way. Just
Mhm.
with some like a few sensible defaults that are easy to override if you want. But if you scroll down, you're gonna get a
In which
oh,
on
yeah, just yeah, in your browser, go all the way down to the URL, and let's go
okay.
ahead and open the provided URL in a new tab. And this is just how we're gonna do things. And go ahead and add the ampersand demo equals true as well. And this is just how we're going to work today.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. And last thing before we kind of really start diving into the styles, can you take a look at the markup that's being generated? Just in the browser, like open up the inspector. Okay. So the chat box itself is an unordered list. And every message is a list item instead of that, inside of the list, right?
Okay.
And you can start to see the markup, right? Like there's this div class equals Twitch chat sender, which has the username of whoever sent the message. There's div class equals Twitch chat message that has the message in it. All of these nodes have a frankly overwhelming number of selectors and style hooks you can choose from. How comfortable are you with attribute selectors?
I mean, a little comfortable. And I actually saw your part of your stream with Nikki Taylor and saw you talking about these attribute selectors, these data attributes.
Yes. So an early architectural decision for ShowMyChat was to lift information up to the highest point possible because CSS cascades, right? Like that's literally in the name. And so every message has an abundance of data attributes that provide kind of metadata about the information. And these are things that we can use. So
That
for
can
instance,
be targeted to select them in the CSS, right?
yeah. And so for instance, I'm looking for a good example. Can you go, it's one LI down in this inspector? Yeah. So there's an attribute, your cursor's just on top of it. It's called data Twitch sender roles.
Oh,
And
yep.
it's this like space separated list of like subscriber and VIP. So these are different like roles that like people who are watching your stream can have, right? They can pay to subscribe to your channel, or you can mark them as a VIP if you want them to show up differently. And so, Show My Chat exposes these roles as style hooks. So you could say, I want my subscribers' messages to look different from the normies. I hate to
Yeah.
use the term normies, but like that's like you want to incentivize your subscribers because you want people to spend a little bit of money on your channel, right?
Yeah.
And so you can make subscribers look extra cool.
And
Um,
for them to get recognized, right?
yeah. Another thing is there's this data Twitch sender color equals and there's a hex code. There's actually also a custom property that's being set on list items. So in Twitch chat, I can go into a chat and I can say I want to show up as green in all of my chats. So anytime I'm chatting on someone's stream, like I show up as green. In fact, I'll just say like proofed.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I show up as green, right? Brittany, you've set yours to be blue, right? And
Yes.
Show My Chat, I felt should expose a way for themes to respect that if they want. So that like Candy Stripes Dark theme is actually using whatever colors folks have selected in the chat. So there is an abundance of selectors you could use. Just about any information you could reasonably want is in there that we have access to.
Awesome. And,
Cool.
and that will kind of override if you set a color and then a user sets their color, it overrides that for them.
So long as the theme does that, right?
Okay.
Basically, we're providing as much information as possible so that themes can pick and choose what information they care about, right? Like theme
Gotcha.
designers can, right? And so yeah, this is broadly speaking the flow. So now if we look at the theme template style sheet, which you have now called Britney Bubbles, if we look at the style sheet in the editor, uh,
Okay.
yeah,
This is what we're looking at on this side.
yes.
Okay.
And so let's do something like just to make sure that our workflow works. Starting line 13, there's this data Twitch chat
Mm-hmm.
rule. Can you just inside of there add like font family sans serif or something like that, and then like save.
And
So it
does it
should, if
pop
everything,
anywhere?
there
Yeah,
we
it
go.
did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's able to preserve kind of the state because it's only updating the CSS. It's not reloading the page. It's just
Yeah.
loading in a new CSS change.
Nice. So
Um,
that worked.
yes, and so at this point, I may just ask you like, how do you want your theme to look? Like, what are some things that you're thinking like, what would fit best for your vibe?
So that's what I was going to ask. I have like a couple of sites that I've used this design system on. And so I
Mhm.
have some like CSS variables and things I could just copy and paste over. Would that be
Yeah.
helpful?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Anything you can do with CSS, you can do in the theme. And so if you've got like custom properties that you use for all of your design tokens, we should absolutely bring that in.
Okay. So I have those and I haven't used them in a minute. So I'm going to forget every single one of them. But
Mhm.
um, these are the colors that I use on bdesign.dev. And I don't even know if this is
Yeah.
what I want to use anymore, but
Yeah, and so I will tell you that the font faces are going to have issues because we don't have those assets on.
I know. Yeah. So I'm going to have to either change this URL out to like the Google one. I was going to ask you about
Yeah.
that in a second.
Yeah, there are like if you were to poke open like peek at actually color stripe start or sorry candy stripe start. If you look at that style sheet, we're using import at the top,
Okay.
and that's how
Yep.
we're getting those fonts.
So we could
Um,
go to Google Fonts and get
yeah.
those fonts.
Yep, yep,
That's
yep.
cool.
Hey,
Um,
Frackberg, welcome to the stream. Uh,
hello. Okay. So add that. Make this big for a second.
enhance.
I need probably light and regular and semi bold. And then what's the other one? Fonts Pacifico.
Yeah, Pacifico's it's the cursive. That
Yeah.
every time I see that, I'm like, that's the Britney font.
It is. So, okay. So now instead of those font faces, I can take this copy
Yeah.
and go back over to this and paste. That should
Mhm.
work now.
Yes, yes, yes.
So here is this the entire chat?
Yeah, so that's the unordered list that surrounds everything.
Okay,
Um,
so here we want to use quicksand. Oh, what is happening? Quicksand. Does that
yep.
work?
Let's find out. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice. Sweet. And you could do font weight 100 maybe? Will that use the light version?
It
Oh,
does.
it does. Awesome.
Yep, yep, yep. And then so on line 54, you've got this these rules for individual messages. So these are the list items that serve as a container for every message. And just to kind of prove that out, let's stick like an outline, like 2 pixel solid teal or something like that. We'll make it prettier and make it like a better vibe soon. But like yeah, like just to show you what's targeted.
Nice. Okay. So this is each individual message. So you could add like a separator.
Yeah. Yep, yep,
Gotcha.
yep. And so, yeah, if you wanted to add like a background color, for instance, to each message, this is probably where you would do it.
Can I use a gradient? It's probably not going to look very good. I don't even have it in there. Never mind. Background. We'll do teal instead of that for now.
Cool, cool, cool.
I can update all of these with my design system themes once I figure out like what colors I actually want to use. I will use some of these colors, but I'm in the process of trying to change everything over right now.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
So,
All
okay.
right. And then so there's this next thing, which is the data Twitch message reply. So you'll notice sometimes the demo mode like replies to a previous message. And by the way, it really is like replying to a previous demo message. I went like all out on trying to make this as realistic as possible. But you can see above each of those, there's this like little snippet that says like replying to at ShowMyChat. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
right here.
yeah, and so that is the reply snippet. And as you can see, by default, I'm setting a text overflow ellipsis. Some themes don't really have a good way to display a reply snippet. Like it just doesn't fit into the vibe. And so some people might not want that in that theme. And so what you could do is you could go into the like reply snippet and you could just say like display none to completely turn off reply snippets.
Okay.
So if
And
there's
that's here?
yes.
Okay.
This is entirely up to you, right? But like if you're looking
This
at
is
this and
just to
going
show
like
it.
those reply snippets are just too much clutter or whatever. Um,
Yeah, so that would not show it in your chat overlay, and then if you switch it back, it would start showing it again.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Currently there's no replies on the
Yeah.
um but yeah. So that and you're kind of starting to see this workflow, see how things look. Like honestly, having the theme template style sheet to just form like a skeleton and just like top down like okay I can see how like incrementally I can approach each of these pieces I think has been hugely helpful for helping people build things. There we go, there's a reply snippet there. So
Yeah, I see that. And you did a great job with, like, making this realistic, so you have as many things to test and see.
yeah, um yeah, because like what you don't want is any like surprises, right? Once you go live and
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this one thing is obviously unstyled and I hate it, you know? um And so, yeah, it's designed to basically replicate every edge case a whole lot. So
yeah,
there'll be like hyperlinks that are obviously like going to like long enough to drop down to a new line, and this won't break the flow and stuff like that. So yeah, demo
absolutely.
mode. This is something I'm really proud of.
This is really nice, yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So up next, line 68, we have Twitch chat sender, right? And so I think this is a great opportunity to use some Pacifico. What do you think?
Okay, yep, absolutely. This is going to be the name of the person sending the message, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna use Pacifico, and I don't like the cursive default, so I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do sans serif there. And so
Yep.
hopefully the next, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I think that is perfect.
Good deal. And then up next, this is the actual message itself. So if you needed to change any details, if you wanted to like italicize it or whatever, I don't know, like you could do that. If you wanted to change the padding for the actual message, that's the body
So
of what like the user typed in. Uh,
should this stuff go down there to be more explicit?
Entirely your preference, right? I kind of like it up where it is because
Oh,
cascade.
okay.
But it's entirely your preference, right? This is your theme.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
so
That's good
yeah,
then. Okay. And you could change the color. So instead of like having the full background color, we could have just the message with the background color.
yeah. There
Ah,
you go. And
I kind of
let's
like
let's
that.
play around with something. I don't think we'll keep this, but like let's just play around with it. Something. Let's go to the Twitch chat sender, and I want you to set. So that's line 67. The oh yes, I see. Yes. Um, yeah. And so let's go ahead and set color, and we're going to use a custom property, and this custom property is going to be Twitch dash sender dash color. And you can give it a fallback. So let's just say like white or something like that.
Is how is the fallback? Is it a
It
comma?
goes inside the var, so it's like
Oh, yep.
yep, yeah. Um, and there you go. So if users
Ah,
have chosen what color they want to show up as in chat, um,
so this will give them that ability to overwrite your CSS styling. So
yes,
nice.
which is kind of nifty, huh? Kind of
That
fun.
is very nifty. Yes.
Again, you don't have to keep this. Ultimately, like, please do whatever you feel like would look best for your stream. I just wanted to show that, like, hey, tapping into that is fairly easy. There's also because color manipulation is difficult and we want to ensure accessibility, there are custom properties that break out the sender colors into their red, green, and blue values, like individual custom properties for each of those, as well as individual custom properties for hue, saturation, and lightness. The hue, saturation, and lightness in particular lets you basically say like, oh, I want to choose whatever hue the user gave me, but I can clamp the saturation and lightness to be more accessible.
That is incredible that you broke it apart.
So thank you. So there's tons of things you can do. Again, you do not have to keep this. I'm just demonstrating an API that exists in
So
ShowMy.
where are your custom variables? Your
Like
custom properties?
where are they being set?
Yeah,
Uh,
is there a list of them that you could see, like
I need to make a list. There's no
okay.
clear list, but what you can do is you can inspect the markup, and you'll see like it's provided as an inline style on each of the list items.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
uh, yeah. And so there's Twitch Sender Color, yeah. Twitch
Yeah,
Sender
I see.
Color, Twitch Sender Color RGB, Twitch Sender Color red, green, blue. There's a whole host of these, right? There's
Gotcha.
the
Yeah.
HSL, there's the hue, saturation, and lightness. There's also a data attribute for Twitch Sender Color lightness, which can be set to light or dark. So that'll tell you if your color is lighter or if it's darker. And so you know, like, oh, if it's light, I might need to put this up against a dark background or something like that, or do some trickier things. You can
Interesting.
have fancier selectors to help with that.
Where is this highlighted?
That's a great question. So go ahead and inspect the markup for that. And
Inspect.
yep. And so what you'll see is open up it's inside, it'll be inside the Twitch chat message div. So one down, one,
This one? Oh,
one
the
down.
message.
Yeah.
I gotcha. The mark.
Yes. So it's using the default mark styles, but it's got this data Twitch mentioned user selector
Okay.
going on there, right? And so let's go ahead, and I don't think I put that one in the style sheet. I might have, I might not have. I did
I don't
not.
see it in there.
Okay, so let's drop it down to the bottom, and so yep, data Twitch mentioned user, and that's
I love
absolutely
Copilot.
that's absolutely wild and very wrong. Um, let's let's just do background none. I think will work.
And then that'll get rid of the yellow background. So you could style
Yeah,
it, yeah, but then it didn't
and
change the color.
color inherit will probably work. And that
Inherit.
way you'll take advantage of the cascade.
Yep. So
Um,
that should make it just white,
yep.
probably, or whatever we're using here.
Yeah, and so it has. And so yeah, now anytime someone mentions it looks just like normal text. Now you could do something like you could say font weight bold or something like that if you really wanted them to like stand out.
I think I use semi-bold is the one, and
Okay.
I don't know what number. You can do it like that though, right?
I don't know about semi bold. You might be able to do.
Maybe
Try.
not.
Yeah, I
100.
always just do the numbers. Just I find the numbers easier to remember. There
Yeah,
you go.
that worked. Okay. I didn't know because I imported semi-bold. I didn't know if
Mm,
oh, it actually says the weight on here. 600 was right. Okay, good.
okay. Cool. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So now you're really seeing the flow of all of this, right? Like
Yeah.
you're seeing how you could go in. Um. Let's do. Do you want to do something silly?
Yes.
Um. Like, let's make it that so that do you have a favorite emote? Like Twitch emote?
I don't know the ones on Twitch very well. I mean, I have like the boops and like those things, but I don't know the actual Twitch ones. I have a favorite emoji. I like the little wave emoji. I don't know if you
Okay.
can use those though.
No, in this case I definitely mean Twitch emotes. So let's
Okay.
do boops. So I'll put that in the chat, but um uh the name of the boop is like the boop emote is J Lang's and then all cap boop. And so
Yep.
let's do after line 83, let's add in a new selector here. Um, yeah, and this is going to be data Twitch emote equals. Um, and yep, we're just going to do some quotes, and let's go ahead and put in J Lang's boop. and you don't even have to get the capitalization right because
Oh, really?
yeah. So because what you can do is after the string, a lot of folks don't know this about attribute selectors. When you do this kind of equals thing, after the string, you can put a lowercase I, and that'll check for case insensitive equality.
Is
You'll
that
want to
like
put a space.
regex for attributes?
Basically, yeah. You'll want to put a space in between the string and the I, but yeah, this is now case insensitive.
Ah, okay.
Um, And yeah, now we could do something like I don't know. Do you want to like make it like uh super big or something like that just for the sake of chaos?
Okay.
Yeah.
5 room.
Yep. Um so yeah, now I guess if you on the left, if you go ahead and remove the demo equals true so that we're looking at like a live view of your chat. Yep.
Oops.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a couple of um, emotes here, and you're gonna see that the boop one is gonna be special.
I don't know. I just had to refresh it again,
Oh,
so you
okay.
might have to send it
Yeah.
one more time.
Let me do that.
And I just zoomed it back out to normal size so we can see how
Oh
big
yeah.
that.
Okay. And apparently I can't send two identical messages. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, oh, you know what it is? You have to change in your
Oh,
URL, the dummy URL or the dummy channel name it's gone with is ShowMyChat, after the C. So can you do /C Britney Postma instead of ShowMyChat?
yep.
Yep. Yeah. Now, boop, we'll do, um, but yeah, let me just get a couple of emotes together here. Okay.
There we
There we go.
go. Nice. And so it's larger than the other ones. That's
Yes.
not as ginormous as I thought it was gonna be.
Right? But it's still amusing, right? And what you can do is I believe if you do data twitch emote caret equals jlangs, um,
Carrot, like
yes,
that?
yeah, and we'll remove the word boop. What this will do is this will catch every emote that has the jlangs prefix. So let me put in a few. Let me just get a few more of Jason's emotes here. Oh, I have to move your screen out of my way. Uh, and we'll get the corgi. So all of
Oh my
Jason's emotes,
gosh.
yeah, all of Jason's emotes are super big, right? And you probably wouldn't do this for Jason's stream, but
Yeah,
when you become an affiliate and you get your own emotes, you might do something special, like you make your own emotes.
something
Like
like that.
really, like yeah, you might outline them or make them rotate or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yes. It's like a transform. Oh, no,
Mhm.
you have to do, like, a whole animation thing, right?
Yeah,
To make
and
it.
like you could, and also for those who don't know, when streamers hit affiliate, they're assigned like a 6-character prefix that's based on their channel name, and you don't really get a choice about that. That's why like JLangsdorf is JLangs. For semantics, it's like some and three is the prefix. So you'll
Oh.
get a prefix when you hit
It
affiliate,
it's
but
probably gonna be, like, something like this with a number after it.
yeah, something like that. So these are things you can do. You don't have to do them, but like
Yeah,
they're
some neat
yeah,
little additions. Makes your stream special. I wanna write what that is. Makes oops, might need to comment that out.
mhm.
Makes emotes. I don't wanna say makes emotes. Change emote. Style chat emotes. So is that what this one is?
So that'll style all chat emotes, right? But what you
And so
specific,
this one is like style specific chat
yeah,
emotes.
style like a particular channel's emotes, right? Um, yeah,
There we go. Okay.
yeah. And then another thing I want to do, just to show you that this is a thing that we can do because we're kind of running up on time, is many overlays will indicate roles, right? We kind of saw the selector for this earlier, right?
Mhm.
Or saw that there's like a style hook, a data attribute for that. But Brittany, do you have any moderators on your channel?
Salma is one. I think she
Okay,
may be the only one right now.
got it.
I can make you a moderator if that would help.
Sure, and you feel free to unmod me if you want
Oh, no,
afterwards. But
you're
like, okay,
absolutely fine.
cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that just so that like, oh look at that, I have a mod view now. I am a moderator now.
So
Amazing. So much power. So yeah, let's. What we'll do is, excuse me. What we'll do now is go back up to where there was the data. Like this is back in the code. There's the like uh, data Twitch message was line 54. And so
Mhm.
probably after line 56, we'll have a new selector here. And the selector is going to be, let's see, I always have to remember what this is. I'm pulling up the,
Copilot's trying to figure it out, and it's doing a horrible
yeah.
job.
I need to just like upload the entirety of Show My Chat to Copilot and just be like, please learn this.
Be like, "Yes."
Yeah, I'm going to real quickly. I'm just getting.
Ben has been knighted over you.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So
We have
let's make
given
a
him
new selector here, and this selector is going to be data Twitch sender roles. And are you familiar with tilde equals when it comes to attribute selectors?
no, but tilde.
Yep.
Is it
Oh, it's
next
getting
to?
closer. It's getting
Oh,
closer.
wait, yeah.
Um, yeah, and so it's not actually going to be moderator. It is just mod. But yeah.
That
So
was
what?
close.
Yeah. No kidding. So what tilde equals does is it says if your attribute's value is a set of words, this will match if at least one of the words is mod. Um, so this will match if it's like exactly equal to mod, or if you have multiple values, like if someone's a mod and a subscriber and a VIP, this will just catch if mod is anywhere in that list. And so it's much more robust than just saying if the roles equals mod, because it'll
Nice.
handle any combinatorics. And then after your attribute selector, but still in our selector, let's go ahead and do a class. So this is going to be a child selector here. Then yeah, Twitch chat sender. And let's go ahead and do an after pseudo element.
Oops.
All right. And
I can't remember if it's 1 colon or 2 ever. Like, I just
either works for pseudo element.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It that has like that's a whole Internet Explorer backwards compatibility thing, I think.
Ah,
But in modern browsers, either works. And let's go ahead and set content. And then do you have? Let's make this the set to an emoji.
okay.
And by this I mean like a proper Unicode emoji. Do you have a particular emoji you'd like to use?
Yes, the
Okay.
wave, and I need to put that in quotes, right?
Yes. And we're going to go ahead and save. Now, the messages that are already on screen have already been created. They're not going to update magically.
Yeah.
But if I send another message that says howdy, look at that. There's a little wave. So,
Nice. And can you do before instead of after?
oh, yeah.
And so that way it would move to this side of your name. Whoops.
Boom. Yep. There it is.
Nice.
And so there's a bunch of roles that can be taken. So one is broadcaster. So that is going to be only Brittany Postma, right? So you could say basically like if Brittany Postma sends a message, it has this wave or something like
And
that.
I
Right?
would need that to be in a separate attribute, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you say the thing was that
It's
you
called broadcaster.
broadcaster?
Yeah.
And it needs that class on it?
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're specifically targeting the node that has the username in it. Yeah. And it's even got the before in there from the last time you did it.
Yep. Copy. And I'm going to comment that one out.
Yeah. And so now if you
And
send a message, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I know like Mike Aparicio or Peruvian Idol, he's used this API to like have a little he does like a joking like police officer. I think next to mods, for instance. So like you could choose like different icons if you wanted, but like yeah, there you
oh,
go.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Yes, so you could do like Siren.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you'd have to uncomment. But yes, so these are things you could do. You could change colors specifically for mods. So the total list of roles are: there's broadcaster, which is the person whose channel this is. So when Show My Chat is pointed at Brittany Postma, the broadcaster can only ever be Brittany Postma. There's mod, there's subscriber, there's founder, which in Twitch terms is like founder is awarded to like the first like 10 people who subscribe to a channel.
Oh,
Um, and then there's VIP is the last one. And that's something where you I think when you hit affiliate, you can like designate a couple people as VIPs.
gotcha.
Yes. And so these are the possible roles that could be styled with. And so you can use as many or as few of those as you want. You don't have to style like mod specific or VIP, but like this is entirely up to your preference. But the thing is, like, Show My Chat shouldn't stop you from doing these, right? It should expose it just in case you want it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just so much customization, and like you were saying earlier with, like, being a developer, some people want this, like, level of customization and being able to go in here and get everything just the way you like it, and I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are kind of coming up on time. I actually do have a bit more free time if you wanted to continue styling, but I wanted to kind of talk through the flow of like what happens when you consider yourself done with a theme. Um,
Okay, yeah, absolutely, and I do have a little more time, so you're fine. Go ahead, and we'll finish this part up and get it
yeah,
pushed also.
yes. So there's a couple things you could do here. If you look at this and go, listen, this theme is so dang custom, no one else is ever going to use this. You could run Show My Chat locally, and then, like in your browser source in OBS, you could point it to localhost.
So
Uh,
just like we're doing right here, we could take this URL
mhm.
and over in OBS, we could let's just show that off.
Yep.
Show my chat properties and change out this for that. Okay. And it
Yes.
should start populating
Yeah.
there when we get more messages.
Yeah. I'll put a message in there real quick. There you go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that could work,
Nice.
right? There's another thing which that you can do, which is a sneaky, barely documented feature of OBS, which is that theme query parameter, which will have like in your case it's Britney Bubbles, but
Hmm.
in other case, yeah. Um, that also accepts a URL of a style sheet that's hosted anywhere on the website. So if you're looking at this going, this is explicitly a private theme, I do not want other people to have it, you can host your style sheet on your website. And then this theme query parameter could be the URL to that style sheet.
I gotcha.
Now,
Awesome.
now there's a caveat here, which is I've seen people try to use GitHub for this. Like they'll point to like the raw link.
Yeah.
Um, that doesn't work because something mime types the like GitHub will serve the raw CSS as quote text plain, which just registers as like plain text. And what you want is something that's serving up as text CSS so that the browser knows to load it as a CSS file.
So you would
Um,
basically like I could put it on my website and then
yeah,
just go like whatever it's called,
right. Yeah, like
and
chat.
then that would be the URL. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But you could do that if again, these are all things you could do if you wanted this theme to be totally private. Now, if you're looking at your theme and going, this is good enough that I think that more people should be able to use this. Well, now we've entered into an open source workflow. And this is actually why I was having you like fork the repo and
Mhm.
create a branch, is because we can go through and truthfully, I probably won't merge this theme in as is. It needs a bit of work because we've just been
Exactly.
filling in some dummy stuff. But like, let's go ahead and act as though we were going to contribute this theme as it were. So we would go ahead and add and commit our code.
Do you want me to exclude the package lock?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Britney Bubbles theme. And we will unexpected duplicate.
You've got
Dial
two
it.
query parameters two custom properties with the same name up in your root, I think.
Oh, did you notice
You define mint on line 5
twice?
and yeah,
I
line
did.
5 and line 8. Yeah, so you'll
Yep.
just need to remove one of those. Yeah, we have thank you to Nikki Milliman who has been doing some great work with our
Mickey is ridiculous. He's
yeah.
so good.
Mhm.
He actually created
Oh, I don't
I
think
don't know.
Oh, you need to re-add this file. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Yep. I didn't add the change.
Mhm.
And he created a little wave for me in the colors when I made a blog post a few years ago. And Nikki's great.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we did that. So now we need to
Yeah, we're
push.
just
But
you push this to your fork. And I never remember the full thing. It's like set upstream or whatever. I just always type git push. I've
and then
actually
see
set
what
my
it says. And then it's like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. I've actually I've configured my git settings to just auto set upstream apparently, and it's just so much easier. Okay. So yeah, and it's actually given you this URL in your terminal to like open up a pull request if you wanted to just copy paste that.
There we go. And you can
Yeah.
compare and do the pull request. And like we said, we're not going to go through that, right?
Right. But yeah, so you would do that. That'll open up a pull request into the original repo that's currently on my account. At some point, I do want to move it into its own organization, but I haven't yet. But yeah, so you would open that up and I would, review it. A few other folks in the community, like Alex Fimian in the chat, might review it. Nikki might review it. Folks will take a look and just make sure, like, hey, this is all sensible. We probably won't approve themes that have a whole lot of custom stuff. So that like cute bit that you were able to do with like styling your channel's prefix, like we probably wouldn't merge that in as is, but
Like with this part.
the mod and broadcaster is fine. It's like the emote stuff that we were doing, where it's
Oh,
like
yeah. Where it's giant,
yeah.
like this
Um
stuff.
Yeah, like we probably wouldn't merge in like channel specific stuff, but we would provide some feedback and give you ways to do things. Yeah, so we would do that. We would merge it in, and it would go live. And it's 11D, so it's pretty dang quick overall. One other thing to show off, which was briefly mentioned in the chat, which is I mentioned, hey, we won't merge in channel specific stuff. But what happens if you like a theme and you want just something different? Maybe you want your emote prefix styles, or you want a slightly different font. Like the theme overall is good, right? But you just want
To change a couple things about it.
yeah, like one or two things, right? Let's go back into OBS. I want to show you a thing you can do with OBS that lets you just make a few tweaks. So let's open up that browser source. And if you scroll down in here, it's so easy to miss. There's this custom CSS. So you can inject whatever CSS you want into here. And so all of the CSS we've been
That
using
is
in our theme.
awesome.
Yes.
I did not even so you could like use your theme, whatever you wanted, and then just take the CSS out. And so like this that we commented out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take this,
Um,
copy it.
And the reason I don't publicize that is because, again, the target audience of this is not web developers. And I'm not expecting that folks in general will hijack a whole bunch of like custom CSS.
Right.
But, like, yeah. So, yeah, here I'll, go in, I'll add a boop. Hang on. And I'll add in my cat tuna. And it's going to look massive
My
on
cat tuna. Is it not showing?
For whatever reason, it's not. I wonder if your CSS. Okay, so it says Britney Postman. Okay. Oh, it is because you have put the data Twitch emote styles inside the body styles.
Oh, oh, okay. Yep, I see.
Yeah.
Body back. Oh, okay. I was using it like a. I thought this was all the styles here, and it's the body styles. I
Yeah.
missed that.
No. Yep.
I
Uh,
see. Okay. Can you
now
refresh the
I
same message again?
don't know what it's. Oh, you're not. This is localhost, and I think you've stopped running it locally.
I didn't stop. Well, oh yeah, I did because we're putting it to
Yep. So yeah.
fun times.
Yeah. It is sometimes a little difficult to troubleshoot like that, but okay. You might need to now, if you scroll to the bottom of this, there's like a refresh, uh, yeah, refresh cache of current page. Let's just go ahead and do that. And now I will put in a
Try
few
this one
more.
more time. See if it
Yep.
actually works.
And there we go. Yeah. So you've
Nice.
provided your custom CSS overrides without like needing to upload that to like the main canonical theme as it exists in the repo. So
Nice.
tons of things you can do. The world is your oyster. Do you have any questions about this or anything you'd like to like see? Like, how could I do X with this?
I don't think so because I think anything that I'm going to be able or ask is going to be available here in the markup, right? Like I'm going to be able to see the attribute I want to target.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, absolutely. Um,
So I
yeah.
think once I get into playing with this and like get into the things, I think all I'm going to need to do is figure out which attributes I need to target. And I can't think of anything other than that right now, but I'm
mm,
sure there will be a question at some point.
Absolutely. Um, yeah. So I think that this is a I think that this is a good system for like especially a lot of us in the web dev spaces who know the CSS to be able to make a theme. Um, but again, like taking this back, like we're going through this work because we want a custom theme, and chances are really good. Like we could instead accumulate a bunch of themes that'll work for most channels, and folks can find what they want and just like plug and play, right? Like that for me, I think is a big piece of it, right? Is like most people won't have to make a custom theme because there'll be themes that suffice for their needs.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can just go into Show My Chat. And again, I'll post the link to that as well. I was posting a few links. I posted
Mhm.
Ben's Twitter link out there, and I posted the GitHub repo that we just pushed to. And here's the link again to ShowMy.Chat. And I'm actually going to take this video, download it, and post it to YouTube too, I think,
Cool.
because this is a great one to save.
Yeah,
So other
absolutely.
people can go back and look and watch it later.
Good deal. Yeah, so that's really all I have. I know we did not end up with maybe the world's most aesthetically ready theme, but like at very least, I think I would hope that you've got the foundations you would need to be able to make the theme that fits your vision.
Exactly. So now I know like what I need to do, and obviously like I have a little bit of designer in me, and I'm going to be
Mhm.
nitpicky about everything and spend way too much time trying to make this perfect before I put in a PR, but
Yeah,
we will see what I come up with, and I love it. Thank you so much for helping
well,
me set that up, and
thank you for
hopefully
having
next
me.
time you'll have some like customized themed Show My Chat on there.
I certainly hope so. Yeah. And if anyone needs me, just reach out on Twitter. Also, if you go to Show My Chat, there's in the top right corner there's a Discord link. We do have a Discord server for Show My Chat. So if you have questions or if you
Yes.
need any
Good
support,
shout out.
we've got that as well. So yeah, just go forth and display chats on your streams.
And make themes. All right. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Brittany.
Right, later.